Welcome everyone to the huge podcast, season 1, episode 4. Today we are going to be talking about everything that's been happening in the past this year. As so far it was kind of crazy. We had nearly concluded 10 seasons now. So let's talk about the history. Now, first of all, this channel has been running for 3 years. Well, actually 3.5 years. But it's close. Well, it's actually a little bit more detailed than just that, too. But I don't know exact number or how long. So I'm just going to say 3.5. So, yeah. Last time I made a podcast, I was 17 years old. Now I am 18. So, yeah, that's a change. I forgot to change certain things on my website as I'm looking at my website for reference because I can't remember everything. And I just corrected something that was wrong. Yeah. So let's get to the history. Starting with Season 1. Season 1 was the first season that I've ever really done. And there were, games from both platforms. We had games like Fall Guys, which didn't really last too long. I managed to win a game in it before, and sadly, I don't think I did get that on tape. I did. I don't remember when I streamed that. Getting that on tape was probably one of the best moments of Fall Guys that I've ever had. But sadly, I ran off all the way to the hallway because, it was really hard to do it, and I finally did it. And since I ran so far away from my console, my audio started to not render. We also played Lego Star Wars, which lasted surprisingly longer than I thought it would. As Lego Star Wars, at the beginning of the year, we just did playthroughs of all the levels, and towards the second half of its lifetime, we just did whatever, because I didn't know what to do with it anymore, which is probably why we're not playing it anymore. As it got eliminated, I think, 2 seasons ago? So, yeah. Then we had Super Roblox Kart, because at that time, the game was still running. Right now, SRK is going under a renovation that's going to release for PC only or sometime in December. So in the meantime, we play this game called Super Kart Racer All-Stars or something like that, made by my Panda friends. And for now, it's a good substitution. It may not be as good as SRK, but it's a good substitution. It's something I could be willing to play for a while. As it doesn't have that many items, but it's got a decent selection of tracks. They're all really short, though. Oh, and also you drive a little bit faster. And because when it comes to driving faster, there trends to be more trips and falls. Because in SRK, you're driving at 70 miles per hour, or 70 studs per second, or whatever 70 walk speed is, whatever it's pronounced in. But in Panda Friend's game, you're driving at 100. So that's about almost half as fast, maybe 40% faster. So yeah, pretty fast. Then we also had Brawlhalla in Season 1, which, at the beginning, we had at the beginning of its lifetime, we had a bunch of people wanting to brawl it out in my stream servers that I did, but now that the game is eliminated, it's no longer done. The game started dying towards the second half. One of the videos I made on there was a video that was designed to annoy people. Like, just designed to annoy people, as I literally made the same video appear 4 times at once. And yeah, that video was kind of a joke because I was trying to see what I could do with a dying game and nothing seemed to work. I don't even know why I tried that. It's probably a pointless thing I did, because not only is there 4 of the same video, the audio channels were all different as well, meaning 4 different audio times would be weird. So I also did different timestamps for each of them. So yeah. Then there was Geometry Dash. Geometry Dash, at the start of the year, it was still coming off strong from the end of last year, when it picked up like a lot of subs, and that could not and right now it's as of this time right now, Geometry Dash is not working properly. Well, actually, I want to check that out right now. Let's check that out right now. I wonder if it works. Nope, it doesn't work still. I just checked it just now. It's still glitching. I just updated my phone again. Geometry Dash is officially broken, unfortunately. So yeah, then we played Dragon Ball Fighterz, which was a game where, well, it's basically a Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat style of game, but it's Dragon Ball, and there's all these kind of freaking moves that you can do. And there's a lot of these extra things that make no sense. And some of them are even a little OP, and it's just kind of weird. I usually lose every match, and I've sucked at it. I suck at that game so much. I recall losing more than I do winning in that game, like for real. It was a struggle just to win. Then we played Among Us. Among Us actually lasted about halfway through the year and then just died off because of the population. Turns out it actually ended up clinging next season. I mean, not next season. It ended up clinging 2022 chapter season 1, so it has a chance to make a comeback now, as it's going to be part of the best conference. There's 2, if you don't know what I mean, is next year there's going to be 2 conferences known as the best conference and the popular conference. The best conference is going to be games selected by me, depending on what everyone around the world likes very well and plays very well. And for the popular conference, that's all dependent on what my viewers select. And at any time, the viewers can select a game from the best conference to switch. But I cannot pick games from the popular conference to switch to the best conference. Or I should actually, you know what, let's just rename the conferences to the World Conference and the Huge Conference. Representing, as the World Conference represents basically what the world likes, and a Huge Conference, or the Fan Conference, whatever you want to call it, would represent my fans voting a game to be in the season. Now, right now, we have a record-breaking number of voters on the polls, so expect a crazy wild result. Alrighty, next game, one of the best, is Minecraft. This game, at this time, in January, we actually didn't play Golden SMP until like February, which we've spent the last 6 months building some crazy structures in his world. I still recall my first mega house or whatever. Well, actually, my first house was in the woods, and then I had a big old house that I used to live in. It was supposed to be an apartment complex, but then I decided I was going to move to Snowchester, and that ended up turning into a storage unit, literally. As that's all I did, because I took all the chests and I put my stuff in it. And on top of that, in Snowchester, then later in the future, that got destroyed because people don't like it no more. There was also a place called Poglands, and then there was like one big city which was split up into like how many different parts? 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 different parts. We had Mount Gold. We had Potolens. It's easier for me to remember now because I now know a YouTuber named Poto. And it was, I believe, the forest part, which I don't... No. We had Nuked Village. The forest part wasn't part of it. Nuked Village was the oldest part of the, out of the Gold City, big city. But then they turned it to Nuke City whenever it got, well, wrecked. Intentionally. And no one lives there. Then there was Ubu Lands, which was the, where all the big buildings were, including my, house, which was my taco house, and my huge complex thing. There was also Legoland, or Legolands, or whatever they called it, was directly behind Uwu Lands. I didn't know about it until I just walked up to it, and I'm like, what is this? And I walked in. And then I was bored one day, and I decided I wanted to add on to it as well, making Platinum Catacombs, which is the newest area of the Gold City, which was the first underground area. It was supposed to be built as the first underground city, and it kind of worked. I had a 3-story house underground, and I decked out all the rooms with different furniture. You know what, speaking of that, let's talk about what I had in there. Well, in the first floor, we had, I believe, the living room, I think I had a living room in there, as that's where I had a lot of the time. It's there for decoration most likely, though. And then I had the kitchen. That's where all the food is made, obviously. And after that, I think, was it the bathroom? I think it was the, it had to have been the bathroom, because Golden decided to dig through my walls for some reason several times, and I had to block it off and build a whole new railroad area so that he doesn't dig in my wall just to build a railroad. I mean, there's other ways to get around people's stuff. The second floor consisted of the dining room, which was basically a table with a couple of chairs. The guest bedroom, and I believe a storage room. And then on the top floor, I think we had the game room, which for some reason looked like a movie theater, even though it wasn't supposed to. We had my bedroom and then my personal bathroom. So yeah, that was that house. And that's basically what I'm going to talk about in the Minecraft portion. Then we had Madden NFL Mobile. which was possibly the worst game I've ever played on my YouTube channel. Well, actually, second worst. The worst one was Lep's World. I hated it. I don't care if it's the most popular game on my channel. That game was nothing but rage. I couldn't stand a dang moment playing that game. I have several videos of it on there, and over time I got more and more annoyed playing it just because of how irritating and difficult it was. I would play this and I would rage and nothing more. But in Madden NFL Mobile, well, the game was not really too much fun because there wasn't really a 15-minute NFL option like there should be. Now, we also had Flat Out Total Insanity, which was, well, also very boring. I don't even know why I decided to add it. Well, that's because I had fun as I was like, well, maybe a couple years younger. But then I just stopped playing it because I didn't feel like playing it. Well, mainly it's because my old PlayStation just killed itself. Then we had Fortnite. And at the time, I think it was... What season was it? I think it was Season 2 when we were starting to play it a little bit at that season. Was it Season 2? No, it was not. Never mind. It was not Season 2. It was not Chapter 2, Season 2. It was actually... I think it was Chapter 2, Season 4 or 5, one of them. I think it was Chapter 2, Season 5. And then we had a lot of fun. We did tournaments on it. We determined who was the best. There was like a whole power rankings thing. It was crazy. We had several times where I almost beat Blinks, and I failed. He also likes to ban me from using certain guns, even though that's my playing style. He likes to nerf my playing style. So yeah, and then there was also Mario Kart Tour. Despite the amount of people that don't like it, I'm okay with it. I don't have it on my phone right now, though, because, well, I don't know what's going to happen. And it was, well, enjoyable because I got to do multiplayer. And even though some of the times you don't really have a choice to select a specific character, I don't really care. Because character is just a cosmetic when it comes to racing, other than getting a specific item type. But if you grind enough, you'll get a good amount of characters, and I have about I probably should play it again because I have about 3 high-end characters, being Metal Mario, that big bomb thing, I don't remember his name. And I think what was the third one? Toadette. So yeah, I ended up somehow getting 3 of them. So yeah. And then yeah, those were basically all the games. Now on the calendar, I didn't name any of the major holidays. For some reason, I didn't do that. Instead, it just said live streaming, which nowadays I changed it to where we stream every day, despite it not being August, because I found it was easier to do it that way than it is to have videos take up too much storage and ruin everything, which this video might take up a lot of storage too. So before I do anything, I'm going to delete some of these videos that I don't need so that I don't end up running out of space. Because I have a lot of videos. I had a couple of videos on my phone because I wanted to do a little project with the Discord thing, because there was a couple of arguments earlier today where, if you haven't heard of the Ace Attorney bot thing, there's two different servers that were involved with this kind of crazy thing. But I don't know if I'll do it anymore. I don't know. And then Season 2 came around after Season 1 ended, and I don't know, I'm making a video more of a podcast. It's not even that. Nah, I'm just chilling here. So anyways, it's Season 2. And that's when we began to celebrate Black History Month by decking our characters out by using African characters.
Luna pooped near the back door.
And that season, we eliminated a couple of games. The first one of the three was Geometry Dash, which this was their first time being eliminated out of the two times they've been eliminated so far. I don't know how Geometry Dash got eliminated. Then you also had Madden NFL get eliminated, no surprise, along with Flat Out Total Insanity were also eliminated. And those three games, two of the three games sucked. The other one, Geometry Dash, is pretty good. And then we added two new games to the list. Fun Run 3 was the first one. I loved the game because it was simple and there was a slight strategy to it. But most of my viewers hated it, which caused it to get eliminated very quickly. And it didn't last too long either. And then there was Rocket League. This game was fun too because it allows you to basically just play soccer, but with cars. And there are power shots and all that. You just gotta know how to do them. And this season was forest themed. I forgot the name of the theme of season 1. Season 1's was a toxic factory theme. Season 2 was a forest. So and then Season 3 came around, and this is what the downfall began. As there was a major fight between myself, Blinks, and Golden Thunder, all on Discord, which thankfully was resolved and was no longer an issue about halfway through the season. And also, that season was the second consecutive year we celebrated Women's History Month, as that's going to be an annual thing we do, where basically what we do is, I kind of similar to the Black History Month kind of thing. I play as female characters, and it's just appreciation, basically. Now, in this season, again, there was 10 games, and the games that were eliminated was Fun Run 3, as again, I already told you, this game didn't last very long, and everyone hated it for some reason. Mario Kart Tour got eliminated in that season, too. And then there was Dragon Ball Fighterz, which also got eliminated. I was kind of happy Dragon Ball Fighterz got eliminated because, I just got annoyed from losing all the time. And then the biggest mistake of my life, adding Call of Duty Cold War to the schedule. This game, I couldn't stand. I love Call of Duty Mobile and Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and 3, but this Call of Duty Cold War was weird. It was not normal. You had to literally play for hours upon hours upon hours to get all of the stuff that you need to win games. Like, for real, you expect me to play a game for a week and still not have everything? Nope. Not having that. You don't even need to do that on Call of Duty Mobile, which is why I like that game better. I mean, again, you still have to level up on Call of Duty Mobile, but it doesn't take too long. Cold War, it takes an eternity. And number two, I just kept getting killed from every angle because I was literally getting jumped by like 1,500 people in a single match. And then the other game that was added this season was Geometry Dash. And, well, Geometry Dash, with its second appearance, did quite well. At first. And then it started to get eliminated again for the second time. Oh, and this season started a new trend called where Blink starts calling out every season as a bad season. He hasn't done it this season, though, or last season, so maybe that trend is finally over. For now. That's probably going to return in Season 1 whenever we have 24 games, because he's going to think the lineup sucks, and he's going to want to, well, do whatever it takes to get rid of some of the stupid games like he did last year, which makes sense for everybody to get rid of the bad games. And then Season 3 was also end theme, like Minecraft, the end, which I don't know why I picked it. I literally don't know why I picked it. It was a weird theme to be chosen at that time, so yeah. And then Season 4 came around, and this season was Autism Awareness Month, which is, well, a event that was pretty good. And I also, during that season, I tried text-to-speech on the console, and it went horribly wrong. Like, just horribly wrong. It ruined everything. Like, everyone kept spamming. It was so bad, especially in Don't Bite Me Bro streams, which we'll talk about later once we get to it. Oh, wait, I think this is this season. Yeah, viewers spam things like bite, 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 and just over and over again. There was some other stupid words, and it was crazy. So, in this season, Call of Duty Cold War thankfully got eliminated, and Brawlhalla was also removed as well. It was a pretty fun game at the time. And then also Rocket League was also removed as well. And in this season, we added Trove, which is an adventure game that I really enjoy playing, which it's a dungeon crawler combined with a sandbox game, combined with a action game, and it was pretty fun. Sadly, it didn't last too long. And the other game that was added was Don't Bite Me Bro, which is Golden's favorite game of the entire year that's on console. Because out of the console games that we've played, Don't Bite Me Bro was his favorite. Minecraft is technically on console, but we played it on mobile, so that one won't count in case if you're trying to counter that argument. And the reason why he liked the game so much is because he got to keep spamming stuff throughout the whole time, like bite. But the game had issues. The game deleted my progress twice, and it was annoying. Because you're supposed to continue where you left off, not have to start over from day one again. And the theme of this season was Candoria themed, which I took the theme from Trove and made it. It's basically a Candyland kind of thing. And then Season 5 came around, and this season was the most dead season. This was Asian Heritage Month, and I tried to wear red and yellow. But this, again, this season was the most broken season, as there was the most void days out of all time in that season. Well, actually, no, there's not. That's not of all time, just of the year. All time would have been what my channel has been through, called the Great Depression, which I talked about earlier in, well, episode 1 of my podcast. And yeah. But this season had the 2020 annual Huge Awards, speaking of which, the 2021 Huge Awards is going to come out in January this year, so we got to get ready for the awards. I want to know what's going to win some votes this year. And we'll have to find that out. Some of the awards have already been clinched since January. Some are still up for grabs. Now, here are the games that were eliminated. Trove was out because no one liked it. Fall Guys was out because everyone hated it now because it started to die. And Don't Bite Me Bro was also eliminated because that game, again, was glitchy. Like, there was several ways you can glitch the game. Like, I could even glitch in an area that you need a DLC to get into without the DLC. So yeah, the game is very broken, and they really need to fix it, and they haven't updated it in years. So yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2 was added this season, but I never got to play it because, again, this was the most dead season ever. Same with Stardew Valley. As again, the season was basically dead. And during that season, I realized that I wasn't going to be able to use the console very often. During the season 5, which was ocean themed. So after that season, I made the decision that I was going to no longer play PlayStation games because I couldn't play them half the time. The console was always used up. So now, instead, those kind of games are streamed as a treat if we have extra time, or if I actually do something extra. So yeah, speaking of which, Season 6 was a big change because PS4 is gone. And also during that season, we celebrated Pride Month, even though my viewers were homophobic about it for some reason. Which, I don't see nothing wrong with being homosexual. So, yeah, I don't know why everybody hated it. Everyone kept protesting to change my logo and all that. It was basically an all-out warfare. So, because the PlayStation thing was over, Red Dead Redemption 2 was out, Fortnite out, and Stardew Valley were all eliminated. And then we just basically added general Roblox to the schedule during Season 6, which is actually one of the 3 remaining games we have right now. Because if you haven't noticed from the past, we did SRK inside of Roblox, and we also had Roblox running at the same time. So it was basically 2 different divisions. And Call of Duty Mobile was also added during this season as well, which was a game that I played a lot last year, and now it was finally added in Season 6, but sadly, COD didn't last too long. The season theme was military theme, which was perfect for the addition of Call of Duty Mobile, which, again, I predetermined all these seasons before 2021 started. I did this in 2020. So this was, ironically, it ended up being in that season. And then 2021 Season 7 happened. As this season was the first season I decided to join forces with Omelette Arcade and Twitch, and we still have those platforms as of today, because in the past we only did YouTube, and on rare occasions I would do those other platforms, but mostly it was just only YouTube. But now we joined forces with Twitch and Omelette Arcade, and that was the best decision I ever made for my career when it comes to making content, because my Omelette profile blew up. It is now expected to surpass my YouTube sub count, as it's approaching 300 followers as we speak, and as you are listening to this. Twitch, on the other hand, well, it's not growing too far, but it's fine. I'm still going to continue pushing with it and see if I can get something out of it. Because right now we are only at 48 followers. So, obviously, Twitch is the inferior one out of the 3 platforms. So, yeah. During this season, Among Us was eliminated as the game started to kind of die. And Call of Duty Mobile was also eliminated during the season. And then during this season, FIFA Mobile was added in this season, where I basically now started playing soccer. Well, actually, the first FIFA stream we had was actually in Season 6 as a bonus stream. But it wasn't until Season 7 and when it became official to be inside of the schedule. But right now, it's eliminated as it got 4th place this year. It was in the Final 4 during Season 9 last season. So now it's been a half a month since I played it on my channel. And yeah, this was the desert-themed season. And then we moved on to Season 8, which is the space-themed season. And let me tell you something. This season was chaos. Everyone was doing stupid things in the first half of the season, and it was crazy. Oh, I also forgot to say about Season 7. Season 7 was the last season I broadcasted Golden SMP, because Golden SMP shut down on August 1st. So, yeah. And now back to Season 8. This is when I created Huge SMP, but I didn't create that until, the second half, the 4th quarter of the season, as I wanted to create it on my birthday, and so I did. This season was all streams because it was my birthday month. But I actually like that idea because it didn't take up a lot of storage, which means I'm probably going to end up doing that as a, permanent kind of thing, because it works. And Geometry Dash ended up getting eliminated again for the second time after Season 7 ended. So, Season 8, it was gone again. And SRK also got eliminated, and immediately after SRK got eliminated, during Season 8, it began renovations for, a new version that's supposed to come out in December. So right now it's been out for mainly a It's been out for 2 months now, which is shorter than I thought, but it's still going to grow in time. So Super Roblox Kart's almost been out for about a fourth of the entire year, which makes me wonder, are they going to do the SRK awards this year? I don't know. We'll find that out. I know I'm doing my awards this year. And also in this season, we added Pixelgun 3D when it was actually fun to play and it wasn't, and they didn't mess everything up. But at least at the first couple of weeks of Season 8. On the last couple of days, they did this update to where you have to play specific rule sets to get trophies, which I didn't agree with, so I just didn't play ranked mode, and I just did casual for the rest of its time on my channel, and then eventually it got eliminated. And do I expect it to be in next year? No, I do not. It is not expected to return in 2022, which means Pixelgun fans, you might not see your game for probably a long time. Unless if a miracle happens. And then we go to Season 9, which was last season, which was the, take the thing. This season was slightly boring because there was not a lot of variation, which right now there still isn't a lot of variation. But Lego Star Wars was eliminated finally, as again, it took a while after I beat the game for it to be eliminated. And also Pixelgun 3D was eliminated because of the update. And Geometry Dash made its third appearance in Season 9. And it will also be its final time to appear, as now if it gets eliminated again, it will not come back for the rest of the year, as we are at the portion where you get out, you can't come back for the rest of the chapter. As we are still battling for the game of the year, as our 3 final games are Roblox, Geometry Dash, and Minecraft. Keep in mind, Geometry Dash was the game of the year last year, and this year, any of those 3 games could win. Oh yeah, and also in Season 9, I did my first nature walk in my woods during Season 9, which was the early fall stream. Which actually, speaking of which day was that on? I think that was on the 22nd. I might have to change whatever's on the 22nd of this season to the mid-fall stream. So yeah, just to note that. That would be on a Friday. So yeah, on Friday I'll change that. So it's not next, but it's not gonna be, what is it, week 3 right now? So it's 2 Fridays away from then. Actually, no, it's next Friday. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, then we get to Season 10, which is this current season right now. And during this season, well, we've so far drafted 3 games to be a part of our season of next year, which was, so far we've drafted 2 games for each conference. We had in the World Conference, we drafted first seed out of that, as Call of Duty Mobile, and second seed in that is ended up becoming Among Us. Both of these games were featured this year, and they're going to come back next year as well. This will be Call of Duty Mobile's third year on the channel, and this will be Among Us's second year on the channel. So yeah, they had maybe a small history. Among Us has had a small history. COD's had a decent history. And out of the popular conference, we had Minecraft get picked. And I believe this is gonna be their if I started in 2018, then that means this will be Minecraft's 5th year on the channel. No, that can't be right. The channel's only 3 years old. That's not possible. Oh my gosh, it might be its 5th year because 2018 was the first year, then we played it in 2019, and then 2020, 2021, 2022. That would be its 5th year on the channel. That's weird. I created the channel in 2018. No, I created the actual account in March, set 2017, but I didn't upload till 2018. So yeah, 5th year, Minecraft's had a lot of experience. However, for Roblox, well, actually, no, Roblox didn't clinch yet. No one's voted for it yet, so. And the final game that got nominated, ended up getting into the next year was Doom. And Doom, we have never played before, so next year will be its first year on the channel. So it's a new game. I like new games that I've never played before. Well, I actually already played it a couple of times. And right now, I don't know what difficulty I want to start on, because there's some difficulties that are just plain too easy, and then there's other difficulties that are nearly impossible, and I have no idea which one I want to do. Because some changed the number of mobs spawned, or you could say demons, because that's basically what they're supposed to be. So, yeah. And as we speak, week 3 polls are open, and so far we have Geometry Dash winning the polls right now. I'm just going to say that right now. That I know I promised not to say the game name, but I'm just like, frick it. I'm just going to say it right now. Because, again, it could be nominated. Because there's still a couple of other... There's like 9 more weeks after week 3. So, if your game doesn't get in this week, it could get in next week. And there's again, during our weekly polls, our goal is that we get 12 games selected from the viewers. And 12 selected by me. Totaling up to 24. So yeah. And then in the future, we have 2 future seasons, which is Season 11 and 12. Season 11, we will have 2 games left. And weeks 5 through 8 of the weekly polls will take place during this season. Usually you would think week 5 would start on the 29th of Season 10. No, that is the off week. we are trying not to have weeks go into 2 different months. So we start week 5 on the 1st of November. For those of you who are wondering. Because at the end of season 10, there are 3 season 11 preparation days. And during those days, I will basically have a couple of streams that have something to do with next year. And also maybe next season. On Saturday, we will... Speaking, what's today's date? Today's the 16th. And one of those days, we will do a draft where I will draft players for season 2 of YouTuber Battles. If you don't know what that is, it's a series I do where I have content creators battle it out for victory. And there's also, on another one of those streams, I could do preparations for other channels and all that. During one of them, I actually want to release my album. But I know if I want to do that, I have to get my album completed. And right now, I want to re-record the 9th song. I have to record songs 10 and 11, and then I have to create and build on the 12th one because I haven't even started that one. So overall, I'm almost kind of done. And once it's done, I can release it. And yeah, and in season 11, again, we will do weeks 5 through 8 of our weekly polls to select 5th through 8th seed out of both conferences. And in season 12, we will... In 2021, season 12, we will basically pick 9th through 12th seeds of next year. And we will only feature one game. And that will be the game of the year. Now, I'm going to add to my website 2022 Season 2 because we determined a lot of things about it now. As of next year, we all know that 2022 Season 1's theme is Magma Catacombs. As again, in Season 1, 12 games will be picked by the viewers. And 12 games will be picked by me. Yeah, there we go. That looks right. As again, that season comes in about 3 months. I don't know why I added 2 descriptions. I'm going to copy that. I can't paste it. Oh, I can move it here. Okay. Sorry about that. We were having some technical issues with my website maker. And yeah, in 2022, Season 2 has now been determined as well. In 2022, Season 2, there will be 22 games during that season. Now, don't think this is going to be a trend where I keep adding more and more games every year. Because if you're thinking we're going to have over 30 games next year, you're mistaken. Because, well, what I mean by 30 is if I add much more games, I'm not going to have enough room on my schedule build-up. Because if I get more games than the number of days I can schedule games on, it's going to be very hard to play them all. So yeah, Season 2, there will be 22 games. 11 will be picked by the viewers, and 11 games will be picked by me. And basically in that, it's basically, you get the deal. It's gonna keep going down like it did last year. But the only difference is in 2022, Season 12, we will not determine the winner as soon as Season 12 starts, because we will have 2 games instead of 1 game during Season 12, and it's going to be the winners of both conferences going head to head, and we will have a voting depending on what game should become the game of the year, and then we'll determine it. So yeah, that is the end of this podcast episode. If you enjoyed, please follow whatever platform you're watching this from, and I'll see you guys next time.